If you are into machine embroidery, you totally get the joy of collecting new designs. But you also know the chaos that comes right after. Your hard drive just becomes this digital graveyard of zip files, mystery folders, and who knows how many versions of the exact same rose design. Okay, let's dive into this, because we're going to explore a tool that was built to solve this very problem.
You know, it's a pain point that pretty much everyone in the embroidery community feels. You download a freebie here, you buy a bundle there, and really, before you know it, you've got this massive, disorganized collection. And finding the right file, it starts to feel like an impossible task. You end up spending way more time managing files than you do actually creating.
And that's exactly where this story begins. See, this isn't some faceless corporate software. It was born from a very real, very relatable problem. The developer, Clay Stovall, he saw his partner, Pat, just drowning in digital designs. And, like any good computer geek, he thought, I can code a solution for this.
I mean, does any of this sound familiar to you? Pat was dealing with it all. Folders were overflowing with designs, and she had multiple formats for the same pattern. You know how it is, the .ps file for her brother machine, a .hsu for Husqvarna, a .jef for Janome. She only needed one, but she had three. She'd accidentally re-download files, forget to unzip archives, and then end up with these confusing duplicates. It was just a total mess. So, faced with this mountain of digital clutter, Clay, who was an IBM consultant at the time, made a promise. He said he would write a program to fix it, automatically. And this personal project, which was apparently fueled by a lot of late nights in hotel rooms, would eventually become the Embroidery Deduper.
What's really interesting here is that this was not a simple fix. It actually took over 2 years of development to tackle all the tricky complications and nuances of embroidery file formats and how we all organize them. So this was a tool that was really meticulously crafted to solve a real crafter's problem.
Okay, so to make this whole thing work, the software needs to know two really crucial things from you. First up is, out of all the duplicate formats for a single design, which one is the most valuable to you? And this is all handled by a core setting that's all about priority. So this setting is called File Type Priority. And the key here is that you're not just picking one format and calling it a day. You're actually creating a ranked list. You're telling the software, look, I prefer this format the most, but if you can't find it, my second choice is this one, and my third choice is this one, and so on.
And this cascading logic is just brilliant. Let's say you have a brother machine, so you put .pes right at the top of your list. The software scans the design, it finds the .pes, it marks the .hus, .jef, and .dst versions for removal. But, and this is the smart part, if a design only exists in the .hus format, it won't delete it. It keeps the best available version based on your ranked list.
Right, that's a great question, and one the developer definitely thought about. What if you're one of those lucky people who owns, say, both a brother and a Janome machine? You need to keep both the .pes and the .jef files. What do you do then?
Well, there's a feature for that. It's called Retain Additional Types, and it lets you create exceptions. So you can set up your main priority list, but also tell the software, hey, no matter what, also hang on to this other format for me. It's really that flexible.
Okay, so that's the what. The second critical setting we need to talk about is the where. This controls how strictly the software enforces uniqueness across your folders, and trust me, getting this right is key.
This slide breaks it down perfectly. Think of Dedupe Level 1 as strict mode. It's perfect for your Downloads folder. You just point it to that folder and it makes sure there are 0 duplicates anywhere inside it, period. Dedupe Level 2 is more flexible. This is what you'd use for your main categorized library. It prevents duplicates within your Angels folder, for example, but it's smart enough to let you keep that same Lace Angel design in both your Angels folder and your Lace folder.
So we've got the what and we've got the where. Let's see what happens when you put it all together. This is where the real magic happens, where you see that digital chaos turn into perfect order.
So here's a pretty typical Downloads folder. We've got that rose design in 3 different formats. We have 2 zip files that are probably the exact same design, just with different names, and we've got other zipped and RAR archives just sitting there, waiting to be opened. A classic cluttered mess.
And here is the after. Just look at that transformation. The duplicate rose formats, gone. It just leaves our single preferred PES file. That redundant Susan zip file, completely removed. And best of all, every single one of those archives has been automatically unzipped into its own neatly named subfolder. It's gone from total chaos to clean, organized, and ready to use.
And here's the most incredible part. That entire transformation, finding 7 unwanted files, unzipping 4 separate archives, and creating that perfect folder structure, took just 1 second. 1 second of processing time. The speed and efficiency are what really make this a game changer.
So, the ultimate takeaway here is this. The goal of the Embroidery Deduper isn't just about having a tidy hard drive. It's about reclaiming your most valuable asset as a creator, and that's your time. The transformation is really profound. You save hours of manual sorting. You reclaim gigabytes of hard drive space. You automate that tedious task of unzipping everything. And all of this lets you get back to the fun part, the whole reason you fell in love with this hobby in the first place.
And that's really the question I want to leave you with. Just imagine all the projects you could start, the designs you could stitch, and the creativity you could unleash if you weren't constantly fighting with your files. What would you make?